Welcome to Actual Factual Magic. We're on kind of an endless quest for great entertainment, whether it's new or old. Today we're going to look at the brand new offering from Disney Studios, Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon takes place in a fantasy world that's been fractured by people losing their faith in one another as an evil force slowly starts to take over.
Raya's world is fractured and is complex, and it sees her having to learn to trust people from these other cultures, these other civilizations, which had been 500 years ago all part of the same big whole, but have fractured due to events that have taken place. And seeing that fracturing and all of the mistrust between the different civilizations, it really places her in a unique situation where she needs to learn to actually believe in other people.
Raya is the daughter of a single father who dreams of bringing the world back together, and he's taught his daughter to become a fierce warrior protecting fractions of the Dragon Stone. As the world is on the brink of being completely consumed by this evil, Raya sets out on a great adventure to bring the people back together and bringing the parts of the Dragonstone back together in hopes that the magic within these stones will bring the dragons back, which once protected them all, and thus bring their fractured world back together. So let's be honest, it's kind of felt like Hollywood's been holding back on us, right? The pandemic came and we haven't seen a honest to goodness good motion picture. There have been some okay films out there, but I mean a really good motion picture since the pandemic hit. Can you think of any? I watched the Golden Globes and was like, these are all either really obscure artsy movies, which good, this has given them a chance to shine a little bit, but the good old-fashioned Hollywood blockbuster, nothing. Not a thing. Raya and the Last Dragon breaks that. This is a really, really, really good movie. Maybe the best movie of the year. Certainly so far, it's the best movie of the year so far. It's fantastic. It's beautiful animation, some of the best animation I've seen. The story is unique. It's not a rehash, and I'm a Disney fan, but let's be honest, they've gotten a little too comfortable doing sequels and remakes. And this is not a sequel or a remake. I thought coming into this, is this going to be a shadow of How to Train Your Dragon? Is this going to be a little more play on the comedy dragon routine that we saw in the original Mulan, with Mushu? And it's not. It's a very unique story. Maybe you could compare it to Lord of the Rings, maybe something like Black Cauldron, maybe the Narnia series. I mean, and it would still be a stretch because this world that's modeled loosely after Southeast Asia, still a very fantasy world, is unique. We've never seen a world like this before. The characters, their motivations, some of this we've seen before. There is a little bit of Disney formula with loss of a parent, but that's a motivation in 80% of motion pictures out there, right? Yeah, this is fantastic. The character acting from Kelly Marie Tran and Awkwafina as Sisu, and even the villain is Gemma Chan. Fantastic. Very unpredictable storyline. The twist at the end is certainly not what I expected. This is not a simple story. Something that you might spoon-feed a child. Kids are going to love it, but I think adults are going to love it too because it is complex and layered. I didn't think I'd like the dragon character. I didn't think I'd like the baby character. I ended up loving them. They're great. Let's just say a four-wheel drive creature, I don't know how else to describe it, called Tok Tok, who really doesn't play a major role in anything aside from being a mode of transportation, but Disney's going to sell a ton of Tok Tok character toys. And in the end, the final lesson of the story is really beautiful. It shadows our own world, right? Okay, we all knew that was going to come, right? Where the world is broken, and true bravery in this world is going to come from the people who take the first steps towards trusting one another. And that's kind of a neat message, don't you think? Yeah, this is really the first great film coming out of the pandemic. Get your family together so it's like an evening at the movie theater. Who can get out of a movie theater without paying $30 anymore? But it's worth it. This is a good night at the movies. This is the first great film since the pandemic hit. I give it 5 reels. All the reels I can give.
Raya is a unique movie for Disney and is a very great example of what Disney animation can do. It's probably one of the best movies to come out of Disney Animation Studios in the last several years, probably since the last Frozen, or the first Frozen, to be quite honest. And it is visually stunning. It has wonderful artwork throughout, flipping between both 2D and 3D animation for different segments. Has wonderful story and backstory that actually leads to a lot of things, and centers around a wonderful, strong, independent character, Raya, who very early on ends up as she would describe herself, as the lone rider. Overall, it was just a wonderful story to just get lost in. I've been able to watch it a couple of times now with my kids, and it's been great. I've very much enjoyed it, and I think the overall message is good. I found it a little bit more predictable than maybe some folks had, but it was still an enjoyable ride, and definitely is a very solid movie.
Thanks again for joining us. Lots of good movies look like they're starting to come out. So stay tuned. Keep coming back. We're here to review them. We're here to point you at some great old movies too. So keep track of our channel. Please subscribe. Hit the alert button. Tell us you like it. And please comment. Let's have some good conversation about how we all love the movies.